threatens eternal night. Heroes from across worlds stand and unite. No other foe or force can match their might. The once great people of this world now hide in fear. All Katie shaken by the power of sword and spear. The black-clad armies of the Dark One now draw near. But in the distance, the sergeant and the bear appear. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Legions of Romans stand and let their arrows fly. The roaring of dragons and machines fills the sky. Secret agents and the generals they defy. Swarms of orcs and samurai raise their banners high. In the wake of death, only one man stands alone. The sergeant raises his sword, high silver shone. He condemns the chaos born on his soul. He stands longing for the day he may return home. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Until the war for the world springs is won, they will fight until they're on none. But a hero will stand alone as one, and the bloodshed is finally done. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes are past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation, 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 to end the age of annihilation.
Welcome to ToV Live. It is Valhalla time. And I gotta press the right button. I gotta press the right button here. Okay. Hello, everybody.
The right button.
The right button. Well, this will work well for those who listen to us on Spotify, you know. And shout out to everybody.
Okay.
That community is growing. It is growing. Hello, everybody.
Awesome.
Welcome to the ToV Podcast, episode 68. I'm Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla. And with me in the flesh, although you can't see him tonight, but you definitely hear him on Spotify, is Sir Joe, crazy. How you doing? How you doing tonight, Joe?
Great. I am great.
And tonight it's just us, ourselves, and we tonight. So you have both of our melodious voices tonight. Going to be talking about Thormun's journal. It's what, Thormun's journal entry 33 and 34. Is that correct? That is correct.
No, 32 and 33.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. 32 and 33. Okay. Yeah, all right, and I have that right there posted. Okay. I cannot read type, apparently. And we got Hexala in the chat and Premium Escape in the chat.
Yo, what's good, guys?
Guys. And yeah, so yeah, we're going to be reading through Thormun's journal. Probably looking at some comments too after Thormun's journal, because it's been a busy few weeks. It's not like Renegade has released any new units, have been maybe controversial, maybe exciting. It's just
Controversial.
It's whoever thinks what it is. It's.
I mean, look, they're shaking it up, and I gotta be honest. I mean, that's pretty risky. I like it.
Definitely not going to be running out of things to talk about anytime soon. And I released that stop motion animated short. I had to keep that secret for a long time, and
absolutely
so glad to get that out. I don't know. I might talk about more behind the scenes stuff on that sometime. Although Hexala was involved, they knew because they were voice actors. They were voice actors. Who is the voice of Shiori now? Well, it's one half Hexala. There you go.
It's one half Hexala. I love that.
No, yeah. But thank you, Adam and Ron. That was a lot of help for that. And from that animated short, we also were doing a contest too for those who leave comments in that short or during that React stream. On that React weekend for those released, we would do a name drawing tonight, and just for the sake of keeping time, actually did that on the backstage. Previous Hexala says the better. Adam, if that's you typing, good man. That's how you take care of things in your house. Absolutely. And if it's Rowan, yeah, you're absolutely right. But yeah. So we spun that wheel on the backstage, and we do have the winner, so I'll just announce it right now. And this is the prize of an alternate sculpt Minions of Utgar squad made by Master Roshi himself. And so the winner is Eric Doctler, number 6. So congratulations, Eric, and we'll be contacting you soon enough to get those sculpts that and you'll be able to hold them and thinking, yes, they were actually used in the animation of Tales of... I know it's not that big of a thing, but used in the animation of Tales of Valhalla, forever enshrined in my home. They're pretty darn good sculpts, though. And Master Roshi, I mean, check out Master Roshi. I believe it's the same name on Instagram, and Skateboard. What's going on Instagram? And just see if you can get anything from him, because I think he does commission sometimes, and I if anything, I want to get at least one of everything that Master Roshi makes, because it's just excellent sculpts. So congratulations, Eric, and let us move on here to the journals. I guess no. Skateboard, I wish it could be Eric. Let me just look at the chat real quick. Okay. Rowan. Oh, there's Rowan. I didn't even make him write that. Okay, yeah, that's that, and that's what that's what you want him to say too. Hexala, went to those minions, and they look so cool. And Hexala, I mean, you guys, your names actually, Hexala was names both in there, because not only are they content creators, Heroscape content creators, not only have they helped with the voice acting, and Rowan is now the voice of Shiori, but they also support the Tales of a Valhalla channel. I'm so thankful to them. So, and because they support the channel, they get their name in twice in these contests. So it's double the chance, although it didn't work this time, but it is, you do have a little bit more of a chance to win. So that goes out there for anyone else, and it can be as little as or I think it's like the $3 tier to get your name in entries, like the $1 to $2 tier, and that's on either Patreon or the
Right.
Tales of a YouTube channel. $1 to $2 if you want to see the backstages, and just a little bit more if you want to be entered more in in the contest. So you get an auto name in the contest, and then it's additional if you actually comment or do the contest. So anyway, I digress. Journals, Joe.
Let's we have lore to sift through.
We got classic lore. You know, we're going through this skateboard. Prepare for trouble, make it double. Oh, that takes me back. Oh my goodness. Shout out to everybody who knows. I'm sure everybody knows what that quote's
Come on.
from. Yeah, okay. But okay.
We know.
They
know.
Where is it from? And who says it? If you remember the names. For all.
Are you asking? You don't.
I'm
don't
asking.
ask me.
I'm asking the chat for a second. You know, I'm just giving them a minute before we get into these journals, because I assume you know, Joe.
Of course.
Yes. Yes. Prepare for trouble and make it double. Those voice actors for that just was
top tier.
It's so classic. It's so classic. See here, I'm waiting. I'll wait another 5 seconds, and we gotta get going. I'll just say it. I'll just say it because I can't.
No, let people.
Well, that's what I'm waiting for.
Give a reason for them to comment.
There you go. Rowan said
Okay.
it. There, Rowan said it. Team Rock
There it
gets
is.
blasting off again.
Yeah, but what were the characters' names? Did they say that? Or am I looking?
I didn't hear any characters' names.
They didn't say that. No character names.
It's in, you know, it's in their song. It's in their theme. It's not really a theme song. What would you call it, Joe? It's a theme song.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah,
it's
it's
an
not
intro.
a theme song.
It is an intro, I guess.
I guess so,
But
yeah.
that's before intros were.
Never watched it.
Never watched Pokemon.
How dare you?
Oh my.
That's all right.
Gosh.
They're a different generation. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving it 5 more seconds. Then I'm just gonna say their names. And if nobody catches
There
it,
it
then
is.
I'm sorry.
Rowan gets it.
Okay. There you go. Yes.
Rowan gets it. Thank you, Rowan.
Jesse
Thank you.
James. Team Rocket blasts off at the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare to fight. And wait a minute, you forgot the third. There's another character.
Well, I mean,
there's another character. Someone says that's right.
I mean, you could even go even further and say there's a fourth one.
Yes.
Because down the line,
yes,
they keep adding.
Right. Yep. Rowan says we're the same age. Yes. I'll say these. Meow. That's right.
And
there you go. Skateboard.
Pour on you, Adam. Pour on you.
There, and skateboard. Just for that, starting that quote, you win the internet for tonight, sir. Absolutely. Meow. Not skateboard beat you to it, Ron. Sorry, but if you can name the fourth, you know. All right, let's get into this journal entry, Joe. Journal entry.
I generally hope down the line, something in Heroscape, even if it is a line from Tales of Valhalla, was the part of the Elite Four. Skateboard says that I was part of the Elite Four. And you know what? Maybe.
You don't know. They could have written something out, you know.
Yeah, they wrote my character out. They were like, nah, this guy's too powerful. Too overpowered. Can't do it.
And totally not mind shackled. Okay, travels in
Totally
travails.
not mind shackled.
Journal entry 32. And by the way, Wombat. There you go. I got it. Travels in travails. Journal entry 32. And I didn't even read these, so my memory's gotta be refreshed.
You pre-read things?
I usually pre-read. Well, for this,
oh wow.
Sometimes I do. Wait a second. I can't see this. Okay, there you go. I need to make sure I can see and that everybody else can see, because this text is a little. Okay. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to read all 32 and you're going to read all 33. That's how we're going to do it, okay?
Okay.
I just feel like reading, and I'd rather not interrupt the flow while
Sure.
reading, since it's just the two of us, you know.
Yeah. We're like Team Rocket.
Yes. minus a meow.
Let's just hope. Let's just hope at the end of this we're not blasting off.
That's probably how I'll end it, though. Team Rocket's blasting off again. And you got to do the ding at the end, that sound effect,
Exactly.
Okay, but I really need to intro this cleanly. Okay, so here's looking at journal entry 32. I'm going to read it, and then, Joe will read 33. But for journal entry 32, Travels and Travails, and forgive me if I misname things, inscribed by Thormun of Tayloron on this, the 24th day of Ravenvig. I walk on, and on, and on, and on, past golden pillars, each guarded by its own bronze skin statue. They look forward, unfocused, masked faces set like stone. More of the same bronze Kiri lead in front of us and follow from behind. The golden dome of Einar's palace ducks in and out of view as the arches of the long bridge float by overhead. Below me, I see the still waters of Mirror Lake reflecting in the rare scene. Seldom do visitors come unbidden to the Golden Palace. By the way, Renegade, make a Golden Palace. A waft of sage and wildflowers drifts past my nostrils as two thick gem-encrusted doors are pulled open on noiseless hinges. Light floods the vast room, streaming in through tall windows lined up in rows. Deep purple, heavy curtains hang parted on either side of those windows like great locks of hair parted to reveal a bright face. 4 giants of white marble hold up the ceiling with brawny arms and bulging backs. The winged giants hold such fine detail that an onlooker might fear them coming to life and abandoning their posts, leaving the ceiling to collapse in upon the tiny Kiri beneath them. Slowly we walk forward, passing the giants as we approach the throne, standing only as tall as their broad shins. There on the throne sits a dark-haired Kiri adorned in golden armor, studded with amethysts, as he stands and takes one step forward. His violet cape rises and falls smoothly again behind him. Everyone else in the room falls to one knee, and I alongside them. The very sight of his majestic face and broad shoulders, the way he moves and holds his head just so, makes one feel as if they belong on their knees, as far below the mighty Einar as they can manage to stoop. Skateboard. Okay. Rise, visitors, and tell me, what is it that brings you to the Golden Palace? A deep voice thunders off the granite walls. I rise to my feet at its command. I've been laying out my words since departing from the Montfer Manor. Carefully, I practice how each syllable should be pronounced and the timing of my breaths between sentences. All of that is lost at the sound of his voice. I search my mind for the stored up words and push them past a tight throat. Einar, your lordship, we've come on behalf of the Valkyrie Jandar, Uller, and Vidar, seeking an alliance against the atrocities of Utgard. That is all I managed to force out before my throat cuts off my words in a squeak. I bow my head and fix my gaze to the floor, avoiding the drilling stare of Einar's dark eyes. We all fight the same adversary. Already our alliance stands unspoken, yet the sharing of spoken words and coordination of efforts may yield great benefits to all involved. The realm of Bleakwood stands betwixt us, and it would seem a deterrent to such an alliance? Or is the opposite true? Is a surrounded enemy not more easily defeated? I managed a nod of agreement when Einar pauses, as if the questions posed are not rhetorical. Einar leans over and speaks into the ear of an aging Kiri dressed in long flowing robes. The old man lifts a hook-nosed into the air as he turns and shuffles out of the room via a small door behind and to the right of the throne. When he returns again, 4 Kiri follow after him, all beautiful women, all dressed in deep violet. Each one carries a mirror with a golden frame of intricate design. These are a prized possession. I had to read that 3 times. Announces Einar. The fabled looking glasses of Valentilla. One will stay here with me. The other 3 will go out with you, to be gifted unto Jandar, Ular, and Vidar. The mirrors are magically linked so that when a certain word is spoken, no one can peer into the mirror before them and see and speak with whomever stands in front of the other 3 sister mirrors. Each mirror requires a different word. I know the words of all 4, and the 4 servants of the looking glasses know the only word of their own mirror. Each will speak their word to no one but whom I have given them permission to speak it to. They will travel with you and stay with their mirrors. Protect the servants of the looking glasses of Valentilla, or their words will be lost from you, and the mirrors will be useless. Whew.
They have Zoom call? They just... Is that...
This, well, it must be hard to get a date in Valhalla.
You have to manifest a mirror, give it a name, give it a code word, activate it. That's fantastic. So wait. I guess going into the context of things, so they each have their own words to activate it, but how do they do it to call who they want to talk to? Are they just all linked? So it's almost like, okay, it's like a webcam, right? So if you just turn your webcam on, anybody who also has their webcam on also is seeing them.
But you need a password. You need to make sure you're not a bot.
Right.
Right.
And everyone has their own code to get into the mirror.
Exactly. Given
and there's only 4 mirrors.
Yeah, given by someone else. So this is interesting. So we kind of know this story. So this is a precursor of when before Einar joins basically the group to rise up. Yeah, the alliance to rise up against Dukar. And this is Thormun himself going as basically an emissary on behalf of Jandar to Einar to get that help. And so just the things that came to my mind when I was reading this is that Golden Palace, it's like, okay, we need a Golden Palace. That's something that I would really like to see. Now with High Ground Tiles, they made a Colosseum, almost like an Einar Colosseum in a sense. I think that's what they were going for, and it's a really very nice bit of 3D printed work. I still have yet to put. I've 3D printed a lot of it, but I still have yet to put it together. And it's just a very massive thing. But it gives you that Einar type of vibe, because that's the cultures he's kind of bringing in.
Right.
To that. But you also see someone that's very gaudy. Like Einar's probably the wealthiest of all the Valkyrie generals, if I'd have an opinion on that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if let's see here, if you have a golden dome, if the dome of the ceiling of your palace,
Gotcha. So Thormun.
gold.
So, because I have a reading comprehension problem, so I just want to summarize what we are learning from this passage. So Thormun has gone to on the 24th day of Ranvig, which I don't remember what Ranvig was.
It's a month.
Oh, it's a month.
It's a month.
Oh, because there's Ranvig, the wind
Right.
Glyph. So, okay. Anyway,
yeah, it's like saying the 24th day of April. You know, it's
right.
Yeah. It's kind
Gotcha.
of those things, yeah.
So he's heading out to Einar's palace, which is a golden palace. It is very ritzy and fancy. And then what? Einar is telling him about the mirrors and how they work. And that's pretty much what we get out of that.
Right. Einar, like apparently Thormun's a little bit intimidated by Einar. Although I think Einar was already prepared for this for this type of thing. So gives basically the answers. Wait, where is it? Yeah, we all fight the same adversary. Already our alliance stands unspoken. So basically saying we're already kind of allied already just by, the circumstances. Yet sharing of spoken words and a coordination of efforts may yield great benefits to all involved. The realm of Bleakwood stands betwixt us, and it would seem a deterrent to such an alliance. Or is the opposite true? It is a surrounded enemy, or is a surrounded enemy, not more easily defeated. So he gives this like hypothetical, not really hypothetical. He's basically saying, okay, I'm going to join you guys, and here's how we're going to communicate. That's basically what he's saying there. With all
gotcha. Okay, so he seems to be more of a strategist too.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Because it's like you guys.
That makes sense. Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's that. So, as I was just saying, at that point, it's like, well, okay, I'll join your alliance, but how are we communicating? Like, how are we planning our next attack? Like, are you just everyone's gonna keep sending their own, journalist or visitor, to every time, do we not have owl technology, sending owls with messages? Like, Thormun's just going to show up every time?
Harry Potter, Joe. You're thinking Harry Potter there. It's like we're into Pokemon now.
You're telling me they couldn't train, what's the owl's name? The three-eyed owl that we have now.
Yeah. That's the thing. I know what you're talking about. Get the name. My goodness. So how dare you bring up things that I can't remember? Now you make me look silly. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, there's like over 300 or more characters in the game. Like, it's amazing that anyone remembers everything and plus all of their abilities.
Credit to everybody who can do that.
Honestly,
and credit to I think there we do have another content creator that just came up that we'll give a shout out later to that I think has done that actually type of thing. So.
By the way, Bill Flint says many that is the windiest month of the year.
Maybe that is the windiest month of the year. I think that's what he meant to say. Ranvig. Yeah, it was probably March. Because March is pretty. It's been pretty dark windy. So yeah, that's. But it's another thing I think. They need to make a Valhallan calendar. However many.
Also,
months, and, put those months down.
Exactly. Also, great question by Skateboard. What's the currency in Valhalla?
Well, spring water.
No, that's.
But no, that's a good point.
I mean, there's a lot of questions. I feel like even like, what's the culture now? Like, especially with AOA, like, what's the culture? What's the music they listen to? Do they listen to music at all? How do they entertain themselves? Is just war 24/7? Like, that's exhausting.
There.
But that's a great question. Like, what's the currency? How do they pay for things? Is it a barter system? Which I assume at this point But
you're at war. I imagine there's a lot of couriers for a lot of things, because it's just
right,
endless war.
a lot of command couriers.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. That's why they got him. That's why they got him.
That's why I have Vidar.
Yep.
That's why Vidar is part of the alliance.
He's the tech guy, so he's the mailing system guy, So obviously he had to join because he's got this underground mailing. No underground mailing system, but yes, it is. But it's interesting. Like when it comes to the history of Valhalla, it depends on how far back you want to go, because you have the age that they're at currently with the discovery of the well springs. Before that, there were civilizations that came and went, broken and broken. This way you have a lot of ruins, a lot of ruinous things, especially like in Lar region and others. And then during the period of this time of the well springs being discovered and lots of battles happening, you have civilizations just being wiped out, with on Valhalla. So it's just completely distraught. So when you're that war torn, currency ends up becoming very different, because you just look in like your own form of like human history. It's really hard to have any type of normalcy or mail service when like mailing service or currency. I mean, that ends up getting replaced, or just abandoned, depending on the currency, and you have just a lot of confusion. So I imagine it's the same thing here when it comes to currency and bartering. I think like you probably have a Jandar currency, you probably have currency and those types of infrastructures within their own realms as best as they can manage, because you have to do something. This is just me thinking as a storyteller. I don't know much about it. I don't even know if that much was thought of. So it'd be an interesting thing to bring up in the future, because we need to know these things, because that's it starts bringing that world closer to you. It feels more familiar. It feels authentic. So it's good questions. It's very good questions.
No, and like I said before, like I have a reading comprehension problem. I have a hard time with reading and understanding what's going on. So I really appreciate.
I stumbled on this text a lot myself too, trying to read through this stuff.
But like I said, I really appreciate us going through this and being like, okay, what is actually happening here? Like, what is all this fancy words telling us?
Right, and these looking glasses are very interesting, these mirrors. Now, are they... Because actually, when I first thought of them, I thought of them as like some big square things, that you would get like on Amazon.
Like obelisks.
Something like that, But now I don't know. They could be like, just like little looking glasses that, they carry.
They could be small.
I was just thinking of some big square thing that like I have in my house that you just,
It doesn't say the size, it just says mirrors.
I think it's just mirrors. Does it give the dimensions? Let's see.
I don't think it's dimensions.
Dimensions of the mirrors. We need the dimensions of the mirrors.
Yeah. What's their measurement system? Do they use a metric system? How do they measure things?
Oh dear.
It's by hexes, apparently.
It's by hexes.
What's the size of an actual hex?
It's a hex-shaped mirror. There you go.
Yes.
Yes. And then we get into Lord of the Rings. The mirror sees many things that are, things that were, things that that it may not, the things that the mirror may not intend.
I mean, look, if the current lore council ever listens to this, these are questions that kind of help ground the world a little bit more and allow us as the fans to relate to it more. That's how I see it. It connects us to what we're looking at. Lore, like world building, is so important. I'm sure they're fully aware of that. But until we get to that new stuff, because I don't know, I haven't read any of this stuff. I know you have, but I have not. I'm going from what we are now to the future, which I don't know if we'll ever go over it again. But when we finish the journal entries, I'd like to go. I'll go read it myself.
Journal, and if we do it, it's like it'd be journal entries continued or something to where or journal entries revisited. If we like, I'm 80 years old, and we just
okay, what's that?
We're gonna 40 years from now we're gonna like revisit these things, and we're gonna give you the scoop.
As you're saying Thormun, your teeth are falling out.
When I say Thormun, Thormun with a. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm making fun of old people now. We're just going like, I'm sorry that everybody in the chat, like, your comedy is gold. It's lovely, and I can't help but try to be.
And great questions.
So, yeah,
I love it. It's good conversation.
Stuff. No, let's see. Okay. Let me just see. Einer leans over, speaks to him, blah, 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 just, okay. The man is.
What are you talking about?
I'm just rereading what was said, and I do it very fast, and so all you hear is words, and you're like, what
I understand. Because if I was a listener on Spotify, I'd be like, this guy had a stroke.
Yes, that too. Okay, here it says that each one carries a mirror with a golden frame of an intricate design. So that's the only description. So it's gold. It's a mirror that has a golden frame. So it could be just something handheld. It'd have to be something that's big enough, though, for Thormun to observe. And they're probably holding it like, okay, you can't see my face, but you can see this mirror. If it's a handheld something. That's gold.
I would assuming like, because a huge Shrek fan. I would assume it's the size of a normal like full body. I mean, it could be this. I mean, oh wait, are the Valkyrie any bigger? Are Valkyrie any bigger than?
But these are
like normal humans.
These are beautiful Kiri women, though, too. So you have to actually see them to know that they're beautiful. So it can't be that big to where they're holding it and they can't see them. So
I see.
They have to be. They have to be like carrying size, because how would it look? How would it look if they're carrying these? Like if they have to go with Thormun to, to Jandar, to Olar, to
they do have to carry it back.
They have to carry the mirror with them. So
they don't have a bag of holding,
lumbering along with them, unless they have like a. Let's see. This presents another question. Do they have like carrying cases? That Mary Poppins style, it's like just this little thing, and they
the bag of holding.
And they stuff the mirror, in there, and that way they just carry it on the back, so you don't know you have a huge mirror, that can be. So who knows? And they call it a mirror, not a looking glass. So it's got to be big enough to notice, but small enough to notice the beautiful, Kiri woman that is holding them. Too. So. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere in between, like big and just looking glass type thing. So anyway, that's an interesting.
You also saying that these Kiri women are holding it like they're like a tripod? They're just like holding it up to Einar, like, hey, you're getting a call,
true.
And they just
we don't know how big a handle is,
True.
Yeah, that's I don't think anybody knows. The world,
even for those,
may never know, it's like how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll or Tootsie Pop. Okay, go
exactly. Those listeners that are not live, let us know. Comments below,
or on Spotify.
Do you want more world building in Heroscape?
Absolutely.
Do you guys have answers for us? For any of the questions that we've been bringing up, please let us know. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely. And let me know what Valentella is. The glasses of Valentella. I'm sure that explains probably a lot of it, and I'll probably have to do some research later. If a certain someone who isn't with us tonight, we'd probably say the name, he'd probably give like a 5-minute discussion on just that name. But
and that's people are asking for him. But I will say, if he was here, I don't know if we would ever get a chance to talk. Because he will answer that question with a 5-page paper that we would have to read.
Poor guy is working so hard on lots of things, not just a day job, but well as
exactly.
Like other lore. So we're glad when we can get him. And he did so much with me like the last few weeks when it came to like Wave 4. So I'll give the man a break. We just leave it as a mystery and for all, just to research. Just the Valentella. I'm sure it's on the wiki. Because he owns the wiki too.
True.
ELENTELA and find out what you need to know. So this is homework for you all too. And I want to
Yeah.
comment below so we can talk about it next ToV podcast as a comments. But so that's definitely let's see here. I can let's see. There's a lot of wonderful comments, but I'll just look at it real quick. Let's see here. If it's anything about this one's serious questions. There's a lot of funny ones. No, okay, I'll go through all those comments later. So yeah, I say, Joe, if there's no other thoughts on your end, I think for me,
No, I think we're good with 32.
yeah, like I said, it's just really cool to look on like how gaudy Einar actually is. I mean, he's militaristic, but he's also got a lot of wealth. Again, my guess he's probably the wealthiest Kiri out of all of them to just show off this way. If everything's made of gold, he's got to have some wealth. Just so it gives us a look at what Einar is actually like. But yeah, with that is taking a look at journal entry 32, Travels and Travails, as written by Thormun. All right, so let me before we move on to the next one, which journal entry 33, which Joe is going to read. Let me just catch up with these comments real quick. Thank you guys for commenting so much. That helps a lot. And let me just read some of these. Let's see here. Bill Flint is asking which figures best match Team Rocket. I don't know, Jesse.
I just said Death Knights, but
okay, Death Knights. Oh well, What about Meowth though, and Wobbuffet? Do we have any? Cats
sure.
Yet? Do we have any cats yet? We got no Vord that are cats yet, do we?
No.
Okay, I guess we got to wait for that then.
Yeah, I don't know.
And hello, Premiumscape. Hello, Bill Flint. Hello, again, Skateboard. Who else has hopped on here? Of course, hello, Premiumscape. Anyone else?
That's
so
we got Adam Rowan,
yeah.
Bill, Scape, Ward,
good people.
Premium.
Oh yeah, you did. I see
folks.
you. You did answer Death Knights. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
We got a good crowd.
Yeah. Let's see here. Welcome to the Scape Tubers Club. So Skateboard. Let's see. Premiumscape. Wait, is Premiumscape a new channel?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Premiumscape. Congratulations. I don't have a link in the description below for you, and actually, I don't have a link in the description below for who I'm going to shout out tonight either, because I forgot it. It will be later. I'll put it later. Oh my goodness, that's one thing I forgot to do.
I'll send it to you. I got you.
No, it's fine. But Premiumscape. After we're done tonight, I will look at your channel. I will sub you, and I'm giving you a shout out right now. So yeah, everyone go to Premiumscape and definitely check them out. Got a bunch of tips and tricks from Hexala. Cool. Hexala is a great channel. Rising stars, those guys. Let's see here. Hexala, or Bill Flint. Yeah, Hexala does remind me of The Office, the way they do their, camera dialogues. Just them by themselves type of camera dialogues. Yeah, it's great. Let's see here. Skateboard says Hexala is the best to watch to use for pointers for a great video. Yeah, the quality's top notch. Yeah, Adam does a great job managing that. Hexala, maybe gold isn't rare in Valhalla. Maybe that's actually a good thought. Hexala, is gold rare or not on Valhalla? Yep. Let's see here. Okay? Yeah, we'll talk about currency. Valhalla Postal Service. Bill Flint is making the point though. Gold must be valuable if Thormun is impressive. It's probably rare, because gold tends to be rare. Let's see. Honestly, be impressed if anyone walked in with the dome of anything on their head. Yeah, that's true. Skateboard says, I'm also interested in culture with so many species. Is there a cross species going on? Where is okay. I'm not gonna say, but yeah, or I send it to Lore Master. Like I said, the man is very busy, and he's usually exhausted by the day. So we're just lucky to have him when he is. So, let's see here. Someone's doing something there. Baby dragons, yeah, that's the dragons get to have fun, I guess. Bill Flint, map house seems to be more water. I like to see boats expansions. There's so much to go with the map, and the map, Joe. I mean, the map's 25 years old, or nearly. The map's 25 years old, practically.
Wow.
So we do need an update in the map, and me and Jeremy actually talked about this a couple streams ago, live. And from what he was saying, seems to indicate we just got to wait and see, guys. I've been really like trying to cheer for just a lore book, like really hard, because I think we need it, like some type of appendices and lore book, because if Warhammer does it, why not us? There's so much to read through, and factions, and not just about the planet Valhalla, but other planets from where these people are coming from. There's so much information you can give, and I don't know about you, Joe. I buy it. It's like,
easily.
Yeah, that would be so cool, and to get new artwork and like drawings, that would be great.
It would be fantastic. It would help so much. Just to understand what the story is. I mean, I know there are channels out there now looking at the lore of the game, and I need to go and check them out, because I am a visual learner. I have a hard time with understanding what's going on. I always hope that Jeremy would have done it, but I'm glad other people are getting to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing way better stuff now, but the fact that like, I want to know. Like, I've been playing the game for a long time. I've learned how to play competitively. Reading through all of the characters and their stats, and I know the powers and all that. But like, now it's like, I generally want to know, like, what is this story? Like, what is going on? Like, now I understand. Like, do you remember? Is this the first time they ever talk about this alliance of these 4 Valkyrie?
Like for this, well, the alliance ended up stretching to Vidar or Vidar as well.
Right, that I remember. I remember them traveling to go talk to Vidar.
I mean, this is the first time mentioned in the lore journal, that they're trying to get alliance from everybody because Utgar's just out of control, basically.
So, like, at this point, that would mean that Thormun is traveling. Like, we're reading his journals, obviously, yes, but he is essentially assisting Jandar to get these alliances going, because we are learning that Utgar is the evilest of person, and we need to take him out, and or at least that I guess is the end goal.
Yeah, I mean, Utgar's bringing in overwhelming numbers on his
right,
side.
which is why in my binder of cards, there's just way more Utgar and then any other faction.
There is.
So maybe there is a logistically, for the reason that there's more Utgar cards than anything else. This is why, right? That would make sense. That's actually pretty cool lore right there.
Yeah. So when it comes to
Valkyrie was a threat.
the Valkyrie general who must not be named. Yes. Let's see here. Bill Flint's saying the map of Valhalla. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We already did that. Let me read. Okay. Bill Flint's also saying like to hear more story, but need to wait until the first of each month to get more lore. Yeah, with what they're doing. And like I said, this stuff does take time to create.
More lore than we've ever gotten before.
Yeah, it does take time to create, and there is an approval process too. I mean, Hasbro, needs to look at everything to make sure it's approved by Renegade. Craig Van Ness himself looks at the stuff. Look, guys, when I wrote the script for not shameless plug, but when I wrote the script for On Thin Ice, that short, that is main Heroscape canon. So when I wrote the script, I had to give it to the team at Renegade, so Renegade could look at it, so the people at Hasbro can look at it and be like, okay, what he wrote seems to fit in line with everything. And if not much changes were made, but if there would have been, then I would have had to adhere to that and be like, okay, that's fine. That's not the direction you want to take. Then let's go to another direction. And it took time to get approval for that. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we just don't know when it comes to that stuff. Let me see here. So yeah, just be patient, and let's see here. Bill Flint's also saying, you mean Renegade should like produce novels, comics for Heroscape? That would be great too. And comics were made in the past, but I think novels, like, because when I met Scott Gata in Gen Con last year, I asked him, like, man's very busy. I just asked him one question, like, this is probably all I have time for, so I need to make this question good. And I asked him, where does he see, what's his vision of Heroscape being in like 5, 10, 15 years? And he said, basically, he's like, I want to see, I mean, not saying that this will happen, but this is the goal. This is the BHAG. This is the big, hairy, audacious goal that he seems to have. And he said it right off the bat. He's like, I want to see this being like Warhammer 40K. I'm like, well, that is definitely a BHAG, because Warhammer 40K has novels, has huge amount of lore. It is astounding, because it's like 40,000 years of what you're talking about, plus of that universe. And they have endless novels, endless amount of miniatures, endless factions, endless amount, like, so many races. I believe they have comics. They have their own animated series. They're about to have a live action series. And their rule books, like Warhammer 40K rule books, are also kind of like lore books as well. So right. I'm talking, when I meant books, I'm talking about like the lore books, to where you see a lot of artwork, you see, just outlines of the plot. You get to see like appendices, like Lord of the Rings appendices, to where you see timelines of certain characters. You get to see infrastructure, and details of civilizations and stuff, whether on Valhalla or other things. At least that would be the case for this. But the addition of novels and comics, yeah, heck yeah, I'm all for it. Like, sky's the limit for this. There is so much that you could do with it, like's done with Warhammer 40K. And if that is the vision that Scott Gata has, then that's how you should proceed. But it does take time. You want to do your due diligence and do it right. No need to rush through it. So I'd say we give them, the time that they need. Let's see here. In Premium Escape, basically what I say, and only in much shorter. Wish they would make a storybook for all the lore that is out and sell it. Exactly. Bill Flint is asking me, what was the game that I played with a Hero's Escape using a tabletop simulator? That was Heroscape. Austin, who is a Hero's Escape, invited me, and I actually, this was 1 week to where I had a night open, and I'm just like, okay, sure, let's get on board, and just played Heroscape. I told him, okay, I could do this army. Finally agreed upon an army that I would play, and he got an army, and we just hashed it out for like, I think it was like almost 2 hours. It was really nice. My first time meeting him, via the internet, and it was a really fun match. Maybe, hopefully I can do it again with him sometime. It was my first time playing Heroscape on Tabletop Simulator, actually. I mean, I've played Tabletop Simulator before with other things like Time Strike and Source Golf and such, but I don't play it too often. So that was really fun. That was a really.
What'd you think of that experience?
Mm-hmm. Just this Heroscape for Heroscape.
Yeah, playing Heroscape on tabletop. Yeah.
It was fun. There wasn't much of a learning curve. I mean, even though, and I only have used Tabletop Simulator for just a little bit of time, so, it takes a minute to reorient myself with the controls and everything. But it was pretty good. I was only slightly slower than Austin. Playing around, managing to roll the dice. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do this with my with my mouse or whatever. But I mean,
Gotcha.
it was pretty smooth, and I like how you can see, the miniatures. Although playing Heroscape on Tabletop Simulator, they don't have everything. Like even some of the later classic Heroscape stuff, some of the later waves, they don't have on there because I like tried assembling an army and Austin was telling me, oh no, we don't have that. That's not on there. So there's a little bit limitations of the armies you can build, but we can build. It's pretty fun to see those on the board. Okay. Prim's going to say maybe that's what we need. If you're referring to the books and stuff, yeah. And Bill Flynn, and this is the last comment, and then we'll get into the next journal entry. When FASA, what's FASA? What's the acronym for?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no
was
idea.
producing Shadowrun. Okay, it must be a gaming company. They would produce novels that match the modules for players and get players deeper into the world culture. Exactly, and this is about. And Bill Flynn, you make a good point. And I've said this before. This is one of the reasons why I made Tales of Valhalla, even though there was no active Heroscape at the time. And this is one of the reasons why I did the animated short on Thin Ice. Because any type of like visual, be it books, comics, or films, or stop motion animation or animation films, if you want your audience, your community, to be more invested in not just the game, but the culture of the game, of the story and the world building of the game, if you want them to be more invested, it's good to build a visual story, have visual storytelling, have books, have novels, have comic books. That will get an audience more invested into the game. It's still a great game that can hold itself on its own, but this will get people way more invested and bring a lot more value into the game. So and it's a surefire way to be successful as long as you do it right, as long as you tell the story, you treat the source material with respect, and you tell a good story from it. You can't go wrong with it. You really can't.
Yeah.
Good evening, Derek. Good evening. Okay. Oh, FASA produced Battletech. Gotcha. That. Oh my goodness. That's quite a world too. All right, Joe. Let's do it. Journal entry 33. Go ahead.
Awesome. Inscribed by Thormun of Taylorin. On the 26th day of Ranvig, dark eyes watch from behind. Golden masks. Einar does not suffer even allies to roam his land without a personal escort of his Imperium. Those dual-bladed warriors follow us even now as we ride up the length of Mirror Lake. Departing Linda's farm, drawing even closer to the edge of Bleakwood. Einar's close watch on us doesn't seem to be an attempt at hiding something, but rather the result of a rule set in place. Einar's empire is built upon rules and discipline. As we approach the place where the Mirror Lake narrows and the crossing into Bleakwood can be made, I hear the sound of a great many warriors on the march. Putting a hand to my brow, I block out the sun, bringing into view a massive force in the distance headed our way. I distinctively reach for the shaft of my war hammer. Looking about, I see that Blunden sits his back arched in his saddle, watching the distant force intently, as do the others who set out with me from the halls of Ular on that windy morning not so long ago. Einar's Imperium look alert, but that is no tell. Not one of them has failed to convey a constant look at vigilance on the duration of our long and uneventful ride through Linden's frame. Oh, that's...
Lindsay Framey. I don't know.
I don't know. The
Words.
beautiful women with the perfect skin and the dark purple dresses hold no look of alarm, only carefully watchfulness over their golden mirrors, hidden away in the satchels worn across their chests. I let go of my hammer and bring my hand back up to the reins of my horse, watching cautiously as the long lines of soldiers march towards us. The sun glints off the tips of swaying spears and arrowheads as they dance to the beat of several hundred footfalls. The sound of the marching soldiers grows so loud as they pass that it feels like a weight pressing down on my chest. The soldiers are all humans from Earth. They are from various cultures and times, but here Einar has made them one. They march in perfect synchronicity. Some wear woven hats coming up to a point on the tops of their heads and carry spears or rifles like those carried by Jandar soldiers of the 4th Massachusetts. Then there are others that look to be straight out of the time and culture of Jandar's blue-coated allies. Only these wear coats of red. Some of the warriors carry tall, brightly painted shields, and others smaller round shields. Some wear heavy armor and helmets, while others are armored only in cloth. Some carry swords and others bows. For all the differences, they are the same, all marching their steady march, all wearing their motionless faces, all focused, all disciplined. I watch as the last of Einar's army march past, returning from the battles fought somewhere beyond the borders of Lindensfarne. When suddenly the sky goes dark, my eyes dart upwards to behold an enormous creature flying overhead. Its scales are red and golden, at once majestic to behold. As it passes by overhead, it lets loose an awful noise, sending flames leaping into the air all about its body, and it twists itself over in a spiraling roll. Einar has summoned himself a dragon. Yo, that was fire. Quite literally at one part. Wow. Can we just go back through and just list all of what we assume? List all the Einar figures that they've mentioned there?
Yeah.
Because
let's see here. Where would we go?
Let's go to that long list. Have they mentioned it before? Is Beldam? I see that Beldam sits with his back arched in his saddle. Who's Beldam?
Beldam. I don't know. I don't know if I've heard that before or not.
If anyone remembers, if that name is ever mentioned before, let us know. Let's see. Talk about the beautiful women with the perfect skin and the dark purple dresses hold to look no alarm. Okay, so let's be on the next page.
And it seems like their golden mirrors are hidden away in the satchels worn across their chests.
Yeah, we also don't know how big these women are, though. Are they giant women? Are they normal sized women?
Well, they're beautiful.
I don't know.
They're beautiful women. I think it would.
That doesn't tell me size,
I think
though.
it would say beautiful giant women. I think it would be descriptive in that. If he's talking about the perfect, I think Thormun's kind of like engaged, with these women. I'm not saying engaged. I'm talking about like he's an awful lot of attention to detail in these Kiri.
I feel like he would have given us more details if he was to an extra step. But anyway, I digress. All right, so here it is. They march in perfectly synchronicity. Okay, so starting off with some wear woven hats coming up to a point on the tops of their heads and carry spears or rifles. Survey says that is the one squads I don't have.
Yeah, well, those are hard to get.
Can anyone guess? I mean, I know what they are, but I can't say it because I don't remember the name of it.
Huh?
But I know.
Oh. Ashigaru,
Ashikaru,
something.
Hakibus?
Succubus,
Hikibus?
or the other one.
Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah, yeah, those guys.
So there's those guys.
Yeah.
And then we have.
Hexal says Belden is Other's right hand man. So from
Okay,
Other.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thank
Thormun
you.
wasn't alone. He was with a group of people as acting as
Gotcha. His
emissaries.
own
I know.
party.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then he talked about there's others that look straight out of the head, blue colored, only wear coats of red, and these are of course brightly painted shields.
Same.
Obviously talking about the survey says.
Harcubus and Yari.
That's it, Yari. That was the other one.
Yeah. What's that?
Next one, talk about the coats of red that have square shields.
Oh yeah. Romans. Bill
Romans.
Flint. Bill Flint. I'm not saying Thormun is
No one's saying that.
No, Thormun is someone who appreciates the feminine form, which I don't blame him one bit.
Yeah.
But hey, that's him talking, not me. So
If he went any further with detail, then yes, I would agree.
yes.
But he didn't. He didn't. So we're good. We're safe.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Then so now we're going into shields, and then it's about smaller, rounder shields.
Mm-hmm.
So that would only assume the gladiators.
Mm-hmm.
And then somewhere heavy armor.
I was just gonna say this actually for those of you guys out there who are new to the channel, if you have not watched Tales of Valhalla, the series that I animated like in the last 10 years, seasons 2 and 3, the very first part of season 2, I actually have a scene that's inspiration for this in like the first 7 minutes of the first episode of season 2, where you have like an Ironar army marching. I got inspiration from that for this from that actually. So that's kind of why I put it in there. It's different. Different. I mean, it's a different setting and a different time, but I got inspiration from that. So
You said what? Season 2, episode 1.
Season 2, episode 1. It's the whole sequence, where Raylan is kind of narrating what's happening within that world after the 2 battles, and then there's a sequence to where you see these guys marching, and it's most of what's described in here because I got most all of them.
So then we have, of course, like I said, the gladiators, some wearing heavy armor and helmets, while others are armored only in cloth. So obviously talking about Romans and gladiators. Some carry swords and others bows. And then for all their differences, they are the same. Now,
Bill Flint, Sacred Band. I was thinking Sacred Band too.
Sacred Band, yeah. That's when it comes to. Oh, right, yes.
Because they got the round shields.
Yeah.
Very nice common squad too. Very nice.
The only ones that weren't particularly mentioned were any samurai.
Mm-hmm.
So no samurai were mentioned during this, or at least no hint of them. Mm-hmm. So very cool.
And Adam is saying from Journal 22, with a smile and a bow, Belden responds, "Our trip was entirely uneventful, Atlaga. It is good to see your face again, old friend." So Belden is mentioned in Journal 22. Journal entry
cool.
22.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
Yep. So that's interesting. Yeah. So, and then what is the dragon? Can I ask what is the dragon? This is actually one dragon I don't have.
And yeah, I plan on getting him soon, at least as a 3D print. Zelrig.
Oh, is it
Zelrig?
It is Zelrig. Actually, that's one dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking of another one.
Oh, you do have Zelrig. Okay.
I do have Zelrig. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, because Zelrig is the Ironar dragon. Right. And is this are they describing, if I look back at this, are they describing him being summoned at that moment? Or he just happened to just show up and be like, oh, awesome, they have a dragon now. I didn't know that.
See,
enormous flying creature.
It's just flying overhead, so it's basically leading the army, basically, but just,
Gotcha.
keeping tabs everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that Zelrig is quite the dragon. Like Common Squad, Eliminator Extraordinaire. You do not want to be caught in that special attack.
You do not. And I will say, as a small anecdote, I played against a Zelrig army at ScapeCon.
Ditto.
And as soon as I saw that, I knew that ahead of time. I was like, okay, so I am not placing any of my units next to each other because I did have a lot of commons.
Exactly. Yep. That's one thing you gotta do. Yep.
As long as you focus, I mean, that's the one thing I do love about, like, sure, Zellig, I think, was able to get that chance to use his fire attack on some occasions, but it is fun of, like, it's now a challenge for me to make sure that no one is adjacent to each other.
Yes. That's what you gotta, kind of what you gotta do. So that way,
I gotta generally play different.
That special attack,
so cool.
yeah, you got it, and you got to adjust to that. And if you don't know it, prepare to get wiped out. That's one special ability that's just like.
So cool. So we got, just to reiterate, 32. We got Thormun showing up, talking to Einar, figuring out that, yes, I'm going to join your alliance. Here's a way to communicate. Einar's like, here, this is a way we're going to communicate through these mirrors. And then 33 is they walk outside, and this is like the power that we just assumed, that we just got from Einar. That's ready to help fight against Utkar. So,
yes, and I will say this too, when it comes to journal entry 33, right? Wait a minute, no.
Yep, 33. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah. Well, starting when we read journal entry 32 previously, that kind of shows Einar's empire, which has Thormun is written in there. Einar's empire. It shows Einar's empire, the wealth of Einar's empire in 32. Then in 33, it shows the might of his empire. Showing that, and that's not all of them too. There's even some Einar stuff missing as we've said. So that's one way to look at it too. It's establishing. Ouch. For those of you listening to this, I just bumped my elbow on my desk. But it provides a look into character development of not just Einar, but as well as the location, the area in which he rules, and a little bit about it as well. So world building.
Yeah. Very cool.
And Hexal says, fitting if Einar is the rich Valkyrie and Zelrig is one of the most expensive dragons. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That
exactly.
the thing. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anybody. It's lucky to get any of those.
Much like they planned that.
Pack. But let alone Zelrig itself. I mean, you have to be extremely lucky. And about 10-15 years ago, I was. Because oh my goodness, why am I keep on doing that? Okay, I'm not moving my arm anymore for the remainder of this. Even though I have to. Here, I'm gonna put that down there. Anyway, but yeah. So, what were we saying? I think we're wrapping up, right? Okay.
Yeah, do we have comments tonight, right?
Yeah, we do have comments, but no, I'm talking about for this journal entry. So that.
Yeah.
So that's our. So any other thoughts, Joe? That's.
No, yeah. I like that. It was well said. The might, showing the might of Einar.
Yes.
And obviously for this alliance to really work, we need some of that might. I mean, Jandar is of course got a boatload of figures in the game. It is the, I guess, second most pile of cards that we will all have if you're a huge collector.
Oh my goodness.
Then Ular and Vidar pretty much kind of have around the same amount of figures, heroes. And then I believe Einar is definitely the third, because there's a lot of Einar in the game.
And just to note too, for those of you who don't know this about Heroscape lore, that Einar and Utkar used to be allies. Were once allies. but Einar felt like, in a sense, I know like others can explain it better, but Einar basically felt a bit intimidated by Utkar, and Utkar, kind of like the One Ring, it, the power only belongs to that one particular leader. Like Utkar doesn't share in power, basically.
Did we read that somewhere?
Didn't read that somewhere, but that's something that I gathered with like conversations with Jeremy, like long time in the past when I was developing Tales of Valhalla. So that's the little bit of knowledge that I know. Although it's probably said a little bit differently and a little bit more intricately. That's to the best of my knowledge. That was the case. There used to be an alliance between them. That's why Einar is a bit mighty. But Einar ended up then basically not betraying Utkar, but betraying Utkar, and then joining with the alliance with his might. So that's a little bit of background for you all as well. And also, I think Mirror Lake too is mentioned in this. I think that's something that's kind of important, although albeit to me, I don't remember what, but just note that in your memories, because that could be brought up sometime again in the future. Or have some, like I said, anything mentioned in these journals can be important one way or another when it comes to like physical locations. If they're written down, they're important. So make sure to take note of them. But besides that, Joe, anything else?
No.
Okay.
No, we good.
Okay, so that is taking a look at journal entry 33. Enter another dragon, because we never have enough dragons. You can never have enough dragons in this.
Everybody gets one.
Taking a look at, I know. Don't you? And everybody gets a Zelrig. You get a Zelrig. I wish that were the case. I really do. But yeah, so that's taking a look at journal entry 33 of Thormun's journal for everybody's exploration of the world of Valhalla. All right, so that is journal entries, and see here. I think we were doing pretty good with the comments too, going through that, because everybody was just talking about the journal entry. Bill's saying the Maros could be a separate army on its own. The Maro are a separate culture on their own, basically, and that's one thing with the forces that Utkar brings in. They're trying to break away from Utkar. Actually, a lot of times they're trying just to be their own selves. In a lot of ways, there's this kind of imbalance. Like Utkar has a lot of the power and control because he commands the wellspring. So if they brought you in, then he's going to command you. But a lot of the villains within Utkar's army doesn't like that. They're trying to find their own way to break free from that hold, so they can do things themselves, like Cyprinus and Wine, Kimoshi, and others. Even Utkar's own Kiri are doing that within the lore. So it's Bill Flint Morrow equals the boar. Yeah. Hexala says Utkar's seemingly ruthless pursuit of power is actually necessary, albeit harsh, response to the chaos and conflict that erupt in Valhalla, flowing to the discovery of the wellsprings. Yep. So I guess now we're winding down tonight, and I do, because since I forgot, I needed to do this at the very first. But what I'm going to do is, stop sharing this, and I'm going to give a YouTuber shout out before I forget. So let me bring this up, because I have looked at this, so not including. I gotta check out Premiumscape, and Premiumscape, I might give you just an official shout out next time we do a ToV podcast. I'll try to remember that, because I would like to check out your stuff when we get to that. But I do have a shout out to give of another content creator that just started like a little over a month ago. And so let me bring this person to the fold here and up. The Soloscaper has a couple of videos, and I've watched both. Soloscaper just did their first thoughts on Boiling Tension. Has some very interesting, somewhat different thoughts of the units compared to others. I really thought it was really good insight. And also, so definitely listen to that. Check that out. It's always good to get perspective on these things. And you can tell Stelloscaper is very enthusiastic about wanting to do this. And also, channel introduction, welcome to Heroscape is the other video that Stelloscaper has posted. And it really gives you a sense of who this certain content creator is all about, shares a little bit about their personal journey for Heroscape, how they're introduced to it. So I definitely recommend you check out. Give Stelloscapers some subscribing love. Only at 24 subscribers at the moment, and we can give them more. Come on, let's boost his channel, because this particular content creator, has been inspired by like Slugscape, by Doggin Days, and so wants to do their own take on it. I think they're off to a good start, so definitely subscribe to their channel and support them and listen to what they got to say. So Stelloscaper, I said this in the comments, you might be solo on your channel, but you are one with us as a community. You're not solo here, so.
I thought you were going to say that you weren't alone.
You're not alone. That's the thing. Yeah, you're solo, but not alone. Actually, and I said that in the chat. I write things better than I say things, Joe.
It's okay. I'm the same way, probably.
Yeah, it's my brain that's not fully adulted yet.
But yeah,
42 years old.
Yeah. I'm just so happy to see more people, have the guts to come up and be like, hey, I'm gonna say, I have something to say.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the game. I love this game. It's back, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get more people excited for the game, and it just branches out. Keep spreading the love, guys. Let everyone know that this is a good community, good, healthy, trustworthy community. So let's make sure that we keep that the focus too. So.
Absolutely. And we discuss this probably at the beginning of every year. It's like, okay, it's like we had, these rising stars this past year. Now who's gonna, rise up this year and start their own channel? Because it has happened every year since Age of Annihilation was first introduced. Basically, it's like,
yeah,
you have people like popping out of the woodwork and just want to do it. So that for me that's one of the most exciting things, I think, actually, to see, okay, who's going to create content? Is it going to be how you different, unique is it going to be compared to others? So yeah, very excited about that. All right, so before we wrap, then let's go through some comments. Do you want to see some comments, Joe? We've done a few streams, and so some people have some comments. So let's talk about those things.
What do the people have to say? What do they have any questions? And
I'll say this because I can't post all of it, but I had a lot of people just a lot of appreciative comments of the short that I did that was shown
awesome.
during Renegade Con. Lots of good people saying things, and again, and so thank you for all those well wishes and congratulations. But I'll say again, please let Renegade know. Please tell Renegade if you like it. Tell Renegade. Let Tales of Valhalla do more stuff. We want them to do more stuff.
If you enjoy the animation so much, and you want to see more, just let them know, please.
Yes. Yeah, I do put a monster amount of work into that stuff too. So, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. All right, so let me. Oh wait. Okay, I'm gonna bring to this. All right.
There you go.
I think
that's one end of the. I think that's one end of the list.
Yeah, that's the first one. So I think we're gonna go with this. Okay, so from Kryptonite 981 says talk about the Grave Grim a little bit. And Bill Flint's asking us, do you guys have questions for the view? Okay, before I hop into this, do we have any questions for the views?
What do you mean by that?
I think
Why
we've
would
been-
we have? Wait, what
we-
questions could we have for them?
We've been asking questions all night, though, to you a little bit.
That's also true.
Yeah, that's the
But like specifically, like because we asked you about like about the lore of the game. What do you guys want to see? Like what other other questions?
Bill,
it's like how's your life? Like what is?
This is it's help.
How are you doing, Bill? How
help
are you doing
me
tonight?
Help you. Ask me a question to ask you a question. I'm asking you the question to ask us a question. That's. And usually we're going to say we don't know. Go refer to Jeremy. That's usually how it goes. But we're just having fun. That's.
We're learning this slowly.
Yes. Oh.
So.
Yeah. No experts here. No. We just like to have fun. Okay. So this comes in from Kryptonite 981. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was gonna read it.
Okay, if you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, so, he's talking about the Grave Grim are disappointing in being a multi-life common hero. Uncommon hero would be a better fit, as the powers feel more like unique powers, and the theme talks about how there are multiple and there are rare and scattered around. Common heroes and squads should stay at one life for ease of tracking and as a balance for their ability to have so many. And then there's an answer from Silent Sword 8567. He says, "Hey, I love Heroscape, but I think that they can use uncommon heroes because Wizards trademark."
I don't think they can use uncommon heroes because Wizards trademarks.
Interesting. That I did not know.
It's. I don't think that would stop that type of thing, but. Okay. Derek says from Dylan Fernandez, designer, said we haven't abandoned the concept of uncommon. Uncommon just wasn't what we wanted for the Grim. The door for uncommon is still open if a future design warrants it. Okay, there you go. On Renegade Discord. Thank you, Derek, for keeping track of the Renegade Discord.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. So
I don't have the patience for that.
And Bill Flint, I thank you so much for the the reporting to Renegade, and thank you so much for being a cheerleader. I appreciate it a lot. But one thing with the Grave Grim, now correct me if I'm wrong when it comes to the common hero. Okay, for the common hero, you can use as many. Obviously, it's common, so you can use as many units as you want for the common via whatever points, but you only need one card for the common
Correct.
hero. And so you don't need to indicate when you take a turn which one you're exactly going to use. For the uncommon hero, you need to actually have at least one card or the place of one card, and you need to put an order marker beside which particular uncommon hero unit you're going to use before revealing that order marker. So it is a little bit of a different way of doing things between common and uncommon hero. I'm pretty sure I got that right. I think I explained it terribly, but you understand.
No.
You're picking up what I'm laying down.
Exactly. Uncommon, you need to have a card for each figure.
Yep.
Common, you could just use one for all of them. So I guess it makes sense for you to have one card for the Grave Grim, but all of them have a life of 2. And at least for myself, when tracking, at least when playing the Bears, somebody in the community
You just put a wound
that
token on them, basically.
you could just put a wound token on that actual figure. But I actually this gentleman within the community that I played with reached out and gave me a handful of these red poker chips. Mm-hmm. And they actually fit perfectly on the bases. Like you put the characters on top of these poker chips.
Sure.
And it perfectly fits in the ring.
I'm picking up what you're line.
It's really cool, and you can just see oh, that figure has a wound on it.
Yep.
And then of course once you get another wound, you take it off the board. So tracking that is not entirely difficult.
Right.
But I do understand that at a mechanical level for the game to function, if it's common, it should be one life. But once again, giving
for 2 life,
giving it a second life.
I understand the argument for that. I understand. I still love it. Don't get because because I think one of the things that I don't like about uncommon heroes is the fact that you need to keep track of all of them. Having common heroes, I think, is actually a much more convenient. I mean, people may disagree, and that's fine, but I think I'm more excited the fact that it is a common hero, because I like just having one card to use, and I don't have to manage like a bunch. And that keeps your opponent guessing too. Which one are you going to use?
Sure.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because recently I played at an event at Maryland, and I took 5 Crypt Guardians. Mm-hmm. All of them are uncommon.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I love Crypt Guardians. I
completely forgot about that rule, and I had to think on the fly. I had to take a bunch of dice, a bunch of little icons, and like I had the one card, and then I just like had order markers at these different icons, and then I had to have other icons, and I say icon, they're like little pips, little trinkets. I had to essentially say, okay, this one is this color, this one's that color, this one's that thing, and it was after playing 4 games, you get a routine going, and it's fine. But I do hope maybe either the community, which also the most inventive community I've ever seen, maybe could come up with some kind of maybe 3D printed item that could easily track uncommon things for us. If you have one card and then you have, let's say, a pair of like little rings or little dots or something that you can pair with each of your uncommon heroes, would be fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, and I had the same realization at ScapeCon last year too. When it came to like playing Crypt Guardians, I'm like, oh, I need to do that. Oh, sorry. So yeah, which was easy to. I mean, it's easy problem to solve. It's you don't need to do much as long as you just make sure that you have representations of them. They still work fine. And Premium Escape, I like it both ways. Yeah, I like both ways of doing it, because depending on what unit you're using, there's different ways to strategize using those units. You might using a common hero for one thing and then an uncommon hero for another. It's a different way of playing things, and so you could love both. You could like one and not the other. It's or you can not like any of it. It's all about variety in the things. And personally, I don't mind both. It seems like a fun thing. And so there's probably a reason why they have Gravegrim as a common hero. There's probably a good reason.
Yeah, and I'd like to just touch on the powers feeling more like unique powers. I don't know if I completely agree with that.
It's mostly just is bonding, right? Some of it's bonding.
Okay. So if we just look at the card real quick, I'm just going to read it. There's 2 powers. There's Guide of the Dead and then Harrowing Presence. So Guide of the Dead is after revealing an order marker on and before taking a turn with Gravegrim, you may move up to 6 small, medium, or large undead or Eisenach figures you control up to 3 spaces each. So that it's not essentially bonding, but it's moving, and not you're not taking a turn. You're just moving these figures. So if you have multiple of these Gravegrims around, no matter which one you take out, that power still activates. So as a common hero, I think that makes that feels more deadly, for sure. And then it seems like it could be very common for them to be able to do that. And then Harrowing Presence, when an opponent rolls the 20-sided die for a special power on one of their army cards, if one or more of that army card's figure are within 3 spaces of a figure you control with the Harrowing Presence special power, they must subtract 3 from the die roll. So, once again, no mind shackles could ever happen.
It's like I said, this is like my first or second favorite. I mean, it's a debate between this and the Crabs for me, personally, with Gravegrim. And it's large. He's large. That means it can't be chomped. It can't be chomped. Can't be chomped.
Not be chomped.
Can't be chomped. Can't be stomped. Can you imagine just 40 points? And this is one I really think it's undervalued. I think Delta Points is going to raise this up as soon as like you start coming.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah,
talking
about a whole other conversation.
Point values,
but it's like It's like at the point 40 points. Heck yeah, you get like 2 or 3 out in this like large dogs on the field.
Yeah. But once again, to go to the fact of that feeling these unique powers. I mean, these are just generic things that these dogs do. You know, there's no special attacks. There's no special powers that are inflicting damage. It is,
He can be shot,
you know,
as
as one or many of these grave grims on the battlefield can essentially just, these powers just exist. You know, so, and you got to place these around the map. And essentially,
it's a unit that basically supports an army. It's an army supporting unit. So yeah, and the special abilities speak to that. So, I think it's good value as that type of support.
Oh no, Derek! Read Derek's comment.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Oh
that's
no,
what I said. Yeah.
Oh,
well.
Oh, Derek. Oh boy.
Yeah. But another thing that's exciting too about like how what this is from Earth, and it's called an omen. And if you, like me and Jeremy, went through the lore version of this particular unit, and an omen is a different class of units that like, and the thing is like these are like omens on Earth, like they're basically, you know, supernatural forces that are recorded throughout Earth culture. So in essence, this is technically a historical unit. This is not fantasy. This is a historical unit, and this isn't going to be, most likely, this is not going to be the only omen. There's an indication in the lore that there's going to be more kinds of omens. So that really excites me a bit about these guys, seeing what type of class of like, kind of like maybe undead, maybe, you know, it might be squads or, you know, unique heroes, whatever. It's a whole nother class of units that we're getting. So very inventive. I'm really psyched about.
Right. I know what you're trying to do there, and yes, I do agree with you, but you know that's not what they're looking for.
What are you talking about?
Historical units. It's not what they're looking for.
But it is. I
agree with you. Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. And we can have an argument about this too. Like,
want historical
leave
units.
a comment and disagree with me, somebody. That's fine. But
that's what I wanted.
But based on the context of what's behind these, it is a historical unit.
Yes,
it is.
It is.
It absolutely is. Historic lore unit.
Oh, are the pirates? I will die on that hill. The pirates are all historical units.
All of them. Even the dwarf. Even the
dwarf. Yes.
Even the general.
Exactly. All right. We've probably spent 20 minutes on one comment.
It's fine. But anyway, thank you, Kryptonite.
Thank you. That was a great comment
for that discussion, and Silent Sword for also the response. We do appreciate your comments. Thank you very much. All right, now moving on, and I think I messed this up here. Hold on. Okay, that's okay. This is where. Okay.
There you go.
So Garen X, who changes his name quite frequently, Escape Cave. Hi, Paul. And I don't know who that person is. Decker may be one of my favorite new designs. It is a really nice Decker the Barrow Breaker. I don't think we've seen a unit that negates height advantage quite like that. Also, the ability to move normally or use Jill Drive special attack makes it difficult for your opponent to avoid mistakes. If I can pick a small nit with the Crab's bio, Nilfheim's bio would seem to contradict the last line of the first paragraph. Granted, we don't know what species the other Icarians or Nashrib are, and maybe the dragons aren't just big talkers. Also, Q11 is epic. Heck yeah. That actually, just like I did like a Q11 continued, you know, based off the stream I did with Jeremy, just reading the lore, and that already has 100 views, just that one video segment. It's already 100 views on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, Q11 is there's so many things that tie in with that character. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to read now because Jeremy actually responded to some of this. So even though Jeremy's not here, he's with us in spirit. It says the Elysium. That's his YouTube channel. The last line of the first paragraph is written in a Valhallan perspective. So we're talking about the dragons. Since Age of Annihilation is taking place 10 years after the official start of the Battle of All Time. The idea is to express that in all the years of the Kiri and the others have fought, only seeing dragons as the summons for Mycaria might lead some to assume that's all it has, even though that's not the full truth. The bio for the Dracostatians is like a marker of expansion for the knowledge regarding Icaria and what it contains, for both players and the Kiri warriors who have to face them. So that is Jeremy giving a big hint, like, yeah, there's more to this than this dragon planet than just the dragons, and they're definitely working on it. So
Solid.
Yeah. So wait, not there. So yeah, anything else to say about this? So Jeremy addressed that. Oh yeah, and Garnix also said, enjoyed the stream. I'm glad that Renegade brought you on, and I think that was to me basically, yeah, bringing me on for the short. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun opportunity. Hopefully, I get to do more. We'll see. But any other thoughts on this, Joe? I think it's
no. Decker's gonna
oh my
shake up.
Oh my goodness,
Decker's gonna shake things up.
These things
for sure.
just shake things up. It's just crazy. It's like, oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. Thank you, Garnex, person who I don't know. Appreciate you. All right, and then I have to actually relook this up. Wayne Kautzer, 913, says Howling Presence is going to give Shiori a debilitating level of PTSD. Well, here, we need to read that. Question for those in the chat: where's Howling Presence at? I need to.
I'm going back to Gravegram.
Yeah. Oh, it is Howling Presence. Okay, yeah, it is.
So Howling Presence.
Shiori's ability then, probably. It's just she got a 20-sided die roll here. Let me look it up. Now I don't know if it's the new or old Shiori, but I'm just gonna assume the new.
I would assume the new Shuri at that point.
So here, let me,
because she's got that
quick look here. Where is she? Okay, she's in promos. Okay, because yeah, I think one of her abilities depends on
Kairo 14.
Kira 14. If you want to read it, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, if Shuri is attacked with a normal or special attack and receives one or more wounds, roll a 20-sided die. If you roll a 14 or higher, you may place Shuri on an empty space within 2 spaces of Shuri. That is no more level 6 levels above or below Shuri's level. If you do, ignore all wounds just received. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Because you have to, it's going to add 3 or subtract 3?
I'm going to subtract 3, I think.
Subtract 3 from the die roll. So that would make, you would have to get
they must subtract
17. No. What would that mean? 14. How would
15,
that work?
16, 17. Yeah, 17 or higher, yeah. If you subtract 3.
Just to get the 14. You know, if you think about it.
Yep.
If you roll 14, 15, or 16, you can't do it.
Nope.
But a 17, that you can do.
Yep.
Or would that be an 18?
18, 17, 16.
It's subtracting 3.
No, 14 or higher. So yeah, 16, 15,
This
14.
is new Heroscape math.
Yeah, 16, 15, 14. So yeah, no.
We never had to subtract, but only add.
17. Yeah, my goodness, that's gonna.
Yeah. Right? Like, is that anyone else?
Well, I guess, Wayne, that it's gonna give all of us a debilitating level of PST because now we gotta subtract. See, and we have to go back to first grade because my son, who's technically is like between kindergarten and first grade, kinda. He does a little bit of both, but
sure.
he knows addition quite well. He does addition quite well, but subtraction he tries to does his best for avoid because he can't seem to quite click it, you know. So, yeah, guys, we have to think about subtracting in the future for sure.
Because even some of the subtraction that we do, it's mostly because it's like, oh, it's your power is canceling out my height advantage, so we're pretty much equal anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But subtracting 3, that's too much. I can't do that math.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, we gotta
Who's
subtract
with me?
and add up. Wait.
I hate math.
We joined this not having to do math. You know, it's like, and when it comes to like, well, and here's a tangent, but when it comes to tournaments, you know, you have to like, if you're in a points game, if you run out of time, and then you know your army isn't completely wiped out, their army isn't either,
right?
And you have to tally points. I let the other person do it. You know, just I'm like, this might take me the next hour to figure out. So, yeah,
but that's why you just use .org. There's a points calculator.
This is true.
It's so easy. We don't have to do the math. It's fantastic. Also, Hexala says, Heroscape fans, we want historical units. Renegade, we have historical units at home. Honestly, perfect. Let's try to let's get an image connected to that, and let's have that for the next meme stream. Yeah.
Meme. Get the memes. And guys, I already have about like a couple dozen memes already from this year.
Awesome.
And counting. I noticed that there was more memes adding up. I'm like, okay, I can get these. Yeah, we are not running out of memes anytime soon. And the crabs are just like, that's going to be like 50 memes all by themselves.
Yeah. And we haven't even seen them on the field yet.
Oh my goodness.
Can you even imagine what we're going to be seeing out of those guys?
And it's just the crabs. We're all going to get crabs by the end of this. Literally and figuratively. I don't know what to tell you. Just
wait a minute. What? We're getting crabs?
We are getting crabs. We're getting crabs. It makes sense if you think about it. Okay.
I'll think about it.
You know, when he says something, you know, I know it's got to have another meaning to it, or is he just making a joke? Time will tell. Okay. Thank you, Wayne, so much for the comment. All right. What time is it? Okay. How about we wrap up, Joe? Because
sure.
Yeah, it's getting late. We're just hamming around basically for a lot of this. Let me just run through just a few more comments.
Megs.
Derek goes, Hexala phrasing exactly, and somebody tell me what that line's from, because I have watched that show.
You have?
I have.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I have.
Oh wow.
Yes, only a few seasons the worth though, but yes, I have.
Right? Yeah. Because then it goes off the deep end.
Literally off a deep end, actually. And
sometimes,
I don't know what happens actually after the episode, because it's like, then we ran out of season. I watched this like a few years ago, so I'm sure there's other seasons now from it. It's hilarious. It's downright hilarious.
I love that show. It's great.
Yes.
But yeah, Bill says, what about Megs for water monsters?
Heck yeah.
I mean, that sounds way too big.
Oh my god. You know, okay, Bill, I'll just say this one other thing too. With my son. My son is all about I can't even say it. My son says
Megalodons.
Well, yeah, megalodons or whatever. My son is obsessed with these things. And when I mean obsessed, he is turning into an artist, just drawing these things. Like he is developing a depth of field with the things he's drawing. I can't do that.
What?
Yes, my
that's
son,
awesome.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm taking pictures because he actually is like, he draws on a whiteboard. So he writes with marker and then he wipes it off. So I'm like, wait, let me take a picture so I can get this developmental
awesome.
stage of you becoming an artist. But my son is totally obsessed with sharks and megalodons, and it's all he can talk about. He walks up to strangers and starts talking about megalodons. like crazy. And no, he has not watched the movies. He's not going to watch those movies at 6 years old.
So how did he know? How does he know?
Because he sees like documentaries and stuff and he was into sharks anyway. And then when he saw the biggest shark, apparently, in history, and he saw it through like whatever docu-series on YouTube is about them. He's hooked. So I mean, he's got basically a big shark that's like the size of him, that he says it's a great white, but he says it's a megalodon, and he keeps on asking, like, for his birthday, this is one. So if I'll say all that to say this, Renegade, if you create a shark version of anything in Heroscape, it better be a unique unit, because I only want to buy one for my son. Because if it turns out to be a common or it's one that you got to get multiple units of, my son's going to want it, and I'm going to be twice as broke the rest of my life building Shark Week.
Honestly, I think just a shark unit would be cool. Like, more amphibious creatures would be cool.
Yeah, agreed. Squads
of piranhas would be neat.
Yeah.
I don't know who has amphibians. I guess Ukkar, because he's got the Sanguine Raider.
Bill
Flint, we can get more people from that culture.
To answer your question,
Sanguine Raider.
Yes, he does. He absolutely does. Like I said, the kid is obsessed with him. That's the thing. That's the thing. 6-year-olds, so. Anyway, Joe, why don't you plug your channel, sir? Yeah, I don't think you've given enough love lately, so we need to plug your channel. I know you're kind of behind things, but you do have a channel. You do have things to show.
I do have a YouTube channel, and I do produce content. I've been busy. For anyone that does not know, I'm getting married in a month and a quarter, so our time is ticking down. We gotta get music done. We gotta get photography and videography people, get all the information for them. All sorts of other things. Jill has a whole list, so we are working on towards getting our big day prepped. So I've been kind of dragging myself around, getting stuff done for the house and stuff for the wedding, and it's been kind of tough to sit down and actually write scripts or edit, and I have a lot to edit, so I apologize to all of you waiting, but don't worry, there's clearly a lot of great content creators coming out of the woodwork, so I'm so glad that you guys are getting the content for Heroscape, even though it may not be the content you're waiting for from me. So it's happening. Don't worry. I'll be back.
He will, because I'm making sure he's not going anywhere, because I need him.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Joe, I wouldn't be doing half of what I'm doing. So yeah. Everybody say thank you, Joe. So thank you, Joe, and yeah, definitely check him out. Check his channel out. Subscribe and all that wonderful stuff. And then just looking at let's see here, what rest of the comments here. Bill Flint agreed. Aquila should have the Megs. Yep, I totally agree.
Ooh, yeah.
I totally agree. Premium Escape does agree too. And guys, congratulations! Thank you so much. Even for this like low, like usually, like, because Thormun's journals tend to be kind of like, doesn't get that much of a reach, but tonight, apparently I'm getting more well known, but 100 messages tonight, Joe. 100 messages tonight on,
this is
on
awesome.
Just the live chat. That's great. Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much. And such a roast, Tails, says Exala. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much. And you're welcome. See here, Derek says, I filmed your wedding handheld like my Common Clash videos for Snowfields at the Halabox. Okay. Yes. Everybody's saying thank you to Joe. Yes, exactly. Land Shark Mix.
Much appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to close this. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Again, thank you so much for the comments. Of course, I'm Ryan, aka Tales of Ahala. And guys, and I can say this announcement, what's going to happen this next Wednesday and next Sunday, because it's going to be on Spotify too. So it's important for all y'all listening on Spotify. We are going to have another podcast next week. And it's going to be a very special podcast. It's going to be a very special podcast next week. You normally don't do back-to-back podcasts because I need time for things, but we were able to, and when I say we, I mean actually just Jeremy, was able to contact and reach out to some of the original producers, script writers, and possibly voice actors of the original Heroscape videos, and in particular one that we'll talk about next week. They did a lot of production when it came to Hasbro back in the day, and we're able to get some of that original team to come with us on the podcast and just talk about the ins and outs of the system, what it was all about. They, like, one of the script writers wrote the lost script that wasn't used, but now is being used for lore purposes. And this Wednesday, I'll read through that script just to prep us for next Sunday. So we're going to be meeting that team. Me and Jeremy are going to be talking with them, and it's going to be a fun time. Very special. Short of Craig Van Ness showing up himself on the podcast, this is just as exciting to pick the minds of these basically like the first wave of creators to work on Heroscape. So looking forward to that next week. And so this Wednesday we'll read through some of that lost script, so you guys can be followed up and just be up to speed with what's happening. So we'll see you this Wednesday for that, and see you next Sunday if you want to show and ask these guys some questions, because I'm sure they'll be happy to take them. And yeah, so, and thank you to all Spotify listeners too. This is what's coming for you guys. So just get ready. We're going to have some fun. You have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it. And we'll see all of you next time. Later now. Bye.